My stars are fast aligning. I know it's time to be what the grand architect of the universe created me to be.
So where do rivers run when they run? Toward the ocean or toward a purpose? Do lies rise when they're told or just drift beneath the surface? Blowing smoke on the dew of the leaves as I ponder the answers to questions like, why do the innocent bleed? Why do our young men die when they fall? Why am I trembling with my back up against this wall? Isn't it time we rise up? Isn't it time we size up the enemy? Since 1492, he been proving he ain't a friend of me. Incredibly potent in his ways of deception, in his tried and true tactic of keeping you second guessing about where you come from, the love you have for community, your connection to the earth. He took your entire civilization and threw it in a marble white hearse. He robbed you, took you from the spiritual plane and transplanted your soul onto the material one. Feminine images of divinity walking around out here delirious, son. I come from a people that worship the moon and the sun. I come from a people who, through the use of a drum, brought our natural pulses to life. We danced, laughed, celebrated, cried, stomped our feet, gave reverence to the sky, ritualized the use of herbs to transform into bioluminescent beings of light, looked within and took flight. And Yankee Doodle just couldn't compete. He couldn't conceive just how easily we could share love and respect for the wind and these trees, the stars in this soil. It made his blood boil. Might explain his 20th century thirst for blood oil. He feeds on lifeblood. Been attempting to write many poems in order to try and find the right one to allow me to clarify my position. I'm just trying to stick to the script given in the text of the original spirit of the message. I'm talking way back. Paying homage to black and brown elders, walking encyclopedias of knowledge that spoke truth to power. I write for those who understand what I mean when I say now is the hour. I write for those who vow never to let the spirit of the spoken word go sour. I forever honor the spirit of Gil Heron because I know the revolution will not be the same as before. We are fighting a different war. One primarily directed toward the sanctity of your spirit and the depth of your mind. They want you wasting your time. They want you to abandon your culture and replace it by symbols and idols worshipped by spiritual and physical European rapists. They never want you to remember who you are. They love to see you mistaken. They love to see you shaken. They love to see you broken, but they gonna parade you around primetime TV, bunch of black and brown tokens, and all that do is make them more tokens. And they gonna like that Cuban and keep on token while the souls of our sun-kissed babies become progressively more frozen. Young mothers and fathers out here pushing strollers, phone screens on it. Baby don't know what to do, they're barely growing. My generation, we're making some serious mistakes, and I think it's time we acknowledge and own them. Because after us, it's do or die. Look at history. It's always been European power squabbling over the biggest slice of the so-called global pie. And bronze-skinned indigenous always been caught in the middle. And some wished indigenous wouldn't survive, but a little got through. And my forefathers and mothers speaking louder than ever. It's time to clear the mind so we can interpret better the message of the Great Spirit. And based on my recent life decisions, I commit that I'm with it. And I'ma do my part as I mix these herbs with these words, transmute thoughts and visions into verbs. That's action. This is easy. I'm laughing. Shouts to Easy. He's legend. South Bronx forever. I'm repping. Staring down these tour buses rolling through my hood. Double deckers. I'm checking these people who are becoming too comfortable. The preservation of our culture will be an obstacle. But ultimately, we are the only ones responsible. We are the only ones up to the task, but it requires a certain knowledge of our sacred ancestral past. So I present to you the same challenges I pose to myself. Can we find time to put ego on the shelf? Can we find time to pay mind the time when we had a knowledge of self? Can we leave behind the paradigms of heaven and hell and religion, a byproduct of a vicious system? A system that never cared whose blood was spilt among innocent men, women, elders, and children? A system constructed by feeble and wandering pilgrims? I wonder, will we succumb to the pressure or do justice in the name of our great-grandfathers and grandmothers.